Hi everybody, it's Elizabeth at the Noonan Carnegie Library, and today we're going to make a trivet out of clothespins. And so our finished pieces will look like these, and you can either paint them or not paint them. The first thing you'll do is remove the spring from your clothespins, the spring that holds it apart so that it can be clipped onto the clothesline. And then we're going to glue our flat ends together to get our pieces that we're going to use to then assemble our shapes. Now, I have painted some of these, you can see. This one I've left raw, and you can do either. If you're going to paint them, you want to go ahead and paint your pieces before you glue them together. That just gives you better coverage so there's not any raw gaps anywhere in the piece at all. You can see I've painted all of the sides of my clothespin. And the only thing I used was some Craftsman acrylic paint. After you're finished assembling everything, if you want to, you can seal it with a little clear glaze, and that's up to you. That'll just keep it a little more waterproof and keep your paint from wearing off. So, if you choose to paint it, go ahead and paint all your little pieces, let them dry, and then once you're ready to start assembling, the first thing you're going to do is take each pair that you get from the clothespins after the hinges have come off and glue them together with hot glue or wood glue and glue them together flat like this to make this little shape. So I'm using hot glue and just put a little bit on, just enough to hold it together good but not enough to make a gap. Make sure it's nice and flat, because you're going to want your trivet to rest flat on the surface. And that will give you a solid piece to work with. And to make the shape that we're using today, you want 20 of these pieces. So 20 pairs glued together. And our shape looks almost like a snowflake or a flower. You could also put something on it to hang it on the wall if you want to, decorative. You can get more elaborate with the paint. You don't have to just stick with one color. I may add some decorative elements to this one later on, and we're going to put a little piece of felt on the back to give it so it won't mess up the wall or the surface of the table that you set it on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 5 of our pieces and we're going to make the central star shape. So you can see we've got a center shape here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we're going to glue together. So that's going to come out kind of like a star or a starfish. And you can lay your pattern out on your tabletop surface before you start to glue to get a good idea where you're going. So once you've got your center star shape begun, firm that piece up a little bit right there. There we go. Perfect. Let that dry for a second. And then then the next one is going to be 5 more pieces, and they're going to go in like this. So with the fat ends facing in. Let's see if I can show you on here. So your next set of pieces will be fat ends facing in and skinny ends facing out, and that's 5 more pieces. And then the last set of 10 is going to go fat end facing out and skinny end facing in. So we're going to do our next 5 that we've got, and they're going to go in like that. All right. First one. And our second one. Number 5. Okay, so we've got all of those glued in, laid down flat. If you get any little extra strings of glue, you can just pull those off as you go. And then, like I said, the next set, the skinny end is going to go into the inside. So we want to remember that we're going the opposite way this time. And this will be 10 more. So there's 10 facing fat end out, and now 10 facing skinny end in. Just kind of place them in there almost like a puzzle piece and let the glue get a chance to start drying. completed. So, and that's your completed pattern. Pull your little extra glue strings off. And then the last thing you're going to do is take a little felt circle and glue that to the back end. And that will keep your tabletop surface or your wall, if you hang this up on your wall, from getting scratched. And like I said, these are very lovely. You can also paint flowers on the front or add decorative elements to the front in felt to make them more flower-like if you want, or you can paint them more elaborately, different colors, any kind of elements you wanted to add to them that way. I like the solid colors because you can paint them to match whatever decor you have in your kitchen if you like as well. There's our felt on the back, and that will keep it from scratching your table surfaces. So there we are with our trivet that's made out of clothespins painted in different colors. You can also do different patterns with these, which are really cool. Look them up on Pinterest and find different patterns that you can do with them. And please do follow us on Instagram and on our Facebook. And look at our website on noonandcarnegie.com to see what all kind of different programs we have coming up and things that we're going to be doing and sharing with you guys. Definitely check us out. Thank you so much for joining me for this craft. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. And there will be some grab and go kits at the Carnegie until supplies last. They will include the clothespins that will already have the hinges removed and a piece of felt for you guys to take home, and you can get as creative as you want with your clothespin trivets. Thanks guys, we'll see you again soon.